statement, we'll take questions.
Just like to congratulate Iowa. Thought they played very well. Every time we tried to put a little pressure, they just responded with great runs. Obviously, the first half, it was 18-18, I believe, and they hit us with a burst there. We got in foul trouble, had to go to our bench a little bit, and that's where Jared, I thought, really got going there at the end of the first half. And he's a special player, unique player, very tough guy to guard and can hurt you in a lot of different ways. Then I was proud of how we came out in the second half. You know, we cut it from 16 to 9 there. I thought we had a little bit of momentum. We got 4 or 5 stops in a row, and a big play. And I don't know. I still don't know how we did, but off of a dead ball turnover, we didn't communicate, and we left Jock on the left side, and you know, he hit a 3. They got to stop. He comes right down and hits about another 3, and then all of a sudden it's a 15-point game. I think first Jared made a really tough shot off the glass, which that's what great players do. But those 2 threes by Jock, I thought those back-to-back threes was the separation they needed, and you know, we could never put any more game pressure on them. But heck of a team. You know, Franny's doing a great job with them. Very well coached. You can tell they have all juniors and seniors out there. You know, they play well off of each other. They've grown up together. And I've said it a lot, that's kind of what we're striving for with our program. We have a lot of freshmen and sophomores out there that have to learn. They got to figure it out, and you learn from playing against teams like this. And hopefully by the time we get to have all juniors and seniors, you know, we can have a team, you know, like they do. You know, they're a very good basketball team, and certainly going to make major noise the rest of the season. So I'm open for questions.
Chris, in the first half, Jock was 1 of 3, I believe, and you guys seemed to do a pretty good job of defending him. What did you do in the first half that you weren't able to do there early in the second half?
Well, you know, I think we just had those those back-to-back threes he hit. One was off a dead ball turnover, and I have to look. I don't know if our guys just were talking about the turnover or not getting back, and that's, you know, with a really good shooter, it only takes one shot, and that was the one. You know, he saw that go in. And then all of a sudden his eyes lit up, because that's the kind of shooter and scorer he is. And then he hit another one, and then he made a couple really good drives. So, you know, our game plan coming into the game was really to pay. I mean, Uthoff and Jock were the 2 guys we wanted to be with at all times. And at times we did that well. I thought we did that pretty well with Peter in the first half. Not so good with Jared. We lost him a bunch. And then in the second half we lost Jock. And if you're going to be competitive with a really good team, you can't let 2 of the top 5 scorers in the league combine for 50 points on you. It's gonna make it a really tough challenge, especially on the road.
Did you guys switch to more of a man defense sort of late in the first half?
It was, yeah. We were trying to match up more, because I thought their motion was, we weren't talking as well, and we were losing guys. So we were in more of a switching man, just to try to be accountable for guys a little bit better. I thought it worked to a certain extent, and then, you know, they in the second half, their ability to get to the foul line too. You know, they drove the ball strong. You know, 36 free throws to 14. You know, that's a big disparity, and they're a veteran team. They're smart, and they knew how to get themselves to the line.
What was so difficult about their sort of 1-2-2 3/4 court press?
Well, their length. You know, it's hard to assimilate that in practice. You know, they have great size and length, and you know, I thought, you know, we had some turnovers against it, and then the times we did beat it, I thought we had some real clean looks. You know, when we got it, we swing the ball up the sideline, and we had that stretch where we got cold there. We made some shots early, and then we had that stretch where we weren't able to make the open shots. And it's just the thing about, they play it well, they're disciplined, but also their length, their size and their length. I mean, with Jock and Uthoff and Woodbury and Ewell, those are big, long guys, and they cover up a lot of ground. And you know, you practice against it, and then you get out there, and those guys are a lot bigger than what you practice against.
Is there one thing that stands out the most about this Iowa team to you?
Their experience and their confidence. You know, I just think competing against these guys, I mean, this is my 3rd year now, so I've had a chance to compete against them when they were young. And they looked like our guys. They looked like McIntosh and Pardon and Falzone and those guys, and they were figuring out. You could tell they had talent. But now what you see is all juniors and seniors that believe they're good. They have a swagger to them that the good team, not in a bad way, they take the floor knowing that they're a real good team. They've all played with each other for the last 3 years. So they know each other's games inside and out. They're well-versed, they're well-disciplined, well-coached. And again, they believe they're real good, and then they go out there and back it up.
Is that good for your team? Just get an opportunity to see guys that, started as sophomores?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it all along. This is one of the programs that I've kind of used. I've known Franny since I was a ball boy when he was a player at the University of Pennsylvania. I was a kid, and I used to watch him play back when he was White Magic. And so I've known him since I've been a little guy. And we've been family friends, and I've always admired the jobs he's done at every place. And when I took over Northwestern, he was one of the programs that I looked what he took over here at Iowa, and he had to build it piece by piece. You get out and you have to recruit the right guys. You got to get maybe a guy who's a little bit under the radar that you believe in, and you work with them and you develop them. And now you see the fruits of that labor. They're all juniors and seniors. And they took their lumps when they were young, and they fought, and they won their fair share and lost. And now you're seeing the result of what they've built over the last 4 years. And to me, it's a great role model of what we're trying to do with our program. And I look out on the floor, and McIntosh is a sophomore, and Falzone's a freshman, and Pardon's a freshman, and Lindsay's a sophomore. And Vic Law, who's not even with us, one of our best guys, is sitting out he'll be a sophomore next year. So, I mean, that's our core going forward, and hopefully we can learn from how these guys play. And the thing is, though, it doesn't just happen. You have to work. You got to get to work, and you got to get better, and you got to get stronger, and you got to develop your game, and that's what their players have done.
How difficult of a stretch has this been for you and your team, the young team, to go from Maryland and Michigan State, Indiana, Iowa?
it's a tough stretch.
Probably maybe the 4 best teams in the league.
Yeah, 3 on the road.
Yeah. I mean, this is character building, obviously.
sure.
But how does this help, or does this hurt your
Well,
team right now?
you got to hope that it helps. I mean, the last couple games it's tough because we got a little bit beaten down. We got beaten down. We played Maryland great on the road, had a chance to win. Tie game in the last possession, goes to overtime. They make the plays to beat us. These last 3, we've been manhandled a little bit by better, more experienced, good teams. And what I can't allow this, and this is on me, I can't allow this to beat us down where it seeps into the rest of our schedule. And I said this going into this stretch, we got to try to do our best to see if we can steal a game. We weren't able to do that, but now we can't let the fact that we got beat pretty badly knock us back now as we head into our next stretch of games. We got 8 games left to play. It's not like there's 2 games left or 3 games left. And I still think we got a lot of good basketball left in us. And hopefully we can learn from these games and not let it strip us of our confidence going forward.
Lindsay didn't play last game. He comes in, has 15 points, also got teed up. What do you think of the way he responded mentally?
I thought he played a lot better. I thought he had more. I thought he played with the energy that I'd like to see out of him. I thought he had good. His body language is good. I thought he played hard, and we so desperately could use his scoring. So for him to get us 15 points and to make shots and to play athletic, he got a steal, got out on the break. I didn't like what he did with the official. That's why I took him out there for a little. There's no place for that. He should never mount to an official. But overall, I was really proud of how he played. I thought it was much better than he's been playing the last couple of weeks.
It looked like Bryant on multiple occasions was tugging his shirt, asking to come out of the game. He looked a bit tired. Was that a product of this 4-game stretch, you think, or was it more just what Iowa was doing?
Yeah, I think they put a lot of pressure on you. I think they push the ball and then they're pressing him, and we don't have a lot. I mean, he's got to play heavy minutes, so we used our timeouts. I got him out a couple times, and I tell him to tell me when he needs one. So I mean, I think we've talked about when he needs a minute or two to tell him I'll either take a timeout or I'll take him out. And I think in the first half we were able to get a full timeout the next dead ball, and he was able to catch his breath a little bit. But certainly we need him to play really well. I mean, it's just like Iowa. They need Utah and Jock to play really well. For us, we need Dempson McIntosh to play really well. And so I thought Iowa did a good job on Bryant. They made him pass the ball. He wasn't able to get free for shots. Their length, I think, closed out to him really well. And if we're going to be the team we need to be with this group, we need to get him back playing at a really high level, and I'm confident we can do that.
Time for one more? Anything? All right, thanks everyone.
All right.